Okay, so this is lab number 2, which is manage subscriptions and role-based access control. Remember, in lab number 2, we have two different parts. So this is actually lab number 2A, in which we have manage subscriptions and role-based access control. I have already logged in with my Azure subscriptions. This is the lab user subscription, which I'm using right now. And let me just click on next, and we are going to follow the instructions. In this particular lab, first we are going to focus on creating a management group that includes all your Azure subscriptions, and then we are going to grant permissions to submit support requests for all the subscriptions in the management group. The permissions should be limited only to create and manage virtual machines, and creating a support request tickets do not include adding Azure providers. So that is exactly what we are going to do with this particular lab. As you can see in the architectural diagram of this particular lab, we are going to do 4 tasks inside this. In the first task, we are actually going to associate and create our management group with this kind of a name, AZ-104 MG1. And then this management group is going to have multiple subscriptions associated with that. In task 2, we are going to focus in built-in roles, where we are going to use virtual machine contributor role. While in task number 3, we are going to deal with custom roles, and we will create a custom role called custom support request. And then finally, in the task number 4, we are going to focus on monitoring and activity logs associated with that. Let's start with task number 1, which is implementing management groups. First thing is I have to go into my Entra ID. So I'm just going into my Microsoft Entra ID first. Inside the Microsoft Entra ID, it is showing me that you go to the Manage blade and then focus on the properties where you have access management for Azure resources. So this is my Manage blade. I'm going into the property section, and inside the property sections we have access management for Azure resources. So basically this is the configuration which they are asking for, access management for Azure resources. They're asking me that in this case area, just ensure that you can manage access to all Azure subscriptions and management group in this particular tenant. Now in this case, access management for Azure resources, you can see it's showing me off in this case. So it's actually something which I cannot do because it's showing me off here. They are showing me that this user can manage access to all Azure subscription management groups in this particular tenant, and this is the same user which I have logged in associated with this. Now this is the policy configuration which is done in this particular lab environment, so I do not want to change anything inside this. I'm going to search for management groups now, and I'm going to try to create a management group for myself. So let's just search for management groups. Once you get the management groups, you can see I already have tenant root group and LOD kind of a group which is created with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create. I'm going to provide my management group name, which is like this, and I'm going to provide my management group display name also, which is also same. After this, I'm going to click on submit. So basically in this step, we just created one thing, which is a management group. Now there are chances that management group will not be visible immediately, but once the provisioning is done, you will be able to see that thing in this particular section. Otherwise, you just refresh it once and then it will be visible. I'll wait for some time to complete this process. Hey guys, sorry for interruption. My name is Maruti and I'm here to make a very important announcement. I hope you are liking our videos and you're doing a continuous learning with us on an Azure Cloud and AI related topics. If you are enjoying this thing, I'm going to announce skilltech.club, which is our upcoming website, which is going to be launched very soon. We are here to tell you one thing, that everyone who is a subscriber of this particular channel will get Azure Cloud and Azure AI related certification courses free of cost in skilltech.club. So you will be a part of the skilltech.club kind of a membership automatically free of cost. And everyone who's a subscriber of this particular channel will get those benefits which are available in that. So what are you waiting for? I request you to please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and families if they are also interested in Azure Cloud and AI learning. That's it from my side. Now you can carry on with your learning. Thank you. It is done, and you can see right now under the tenant root group, I got my management group created, which is with the same name which I have given. Let's move to task number 2. In task number 2, we are going to select our management group, which is this one. Inside that, we want to use built-in roles, and that's the reason I am going to focus on access control IAM roles tab. Now you can see right now under the management group, we have access control IAM. It's going to take time because it's going to have a configuration which is going to load here. Once since I'm inside this, I'm going to click on the roles tab, and this is going to show me list of all the built-in roles. As you can see here, these all are built-in roles which are available. It starts with like owner, contributor, reader, access review operator, SCR delete. So many built-in roles are actually available in this list. Now, this is a lengthy list. I do not want to go into that. But as per the step number 3, they are saying that scroll down through the built-in roles definitions which are available. You can also view the role, get detailed information about the permission, JSON and assignment, and this is something which is obviously going to be there. Let's say right now if I click on the reader role, and then you can see right now we have details kind of options. I can click on that and I can see that permissions, JSON and assignments, it is mentioned in the step number 3. What permissions are given, what kind of assignments are actually associated with this, and then what kind of a JSON configurational template which is created for this particular role is what which is going to be visible. Basically, this JSON template is giving me a simplified answer here that is going to have a read access, not any other actions are permitted to this role. I'm okay with this. I do not want to check all the roles right now, but yes, what I want to do is I want to do an add role assignment, and that is where I'm going to click on this add option, and I'm going to click on add role assignment. In the add role assignment, I'm going to focus on a particular role, so I'm going to focus on virtual machine contributor. When I search for this, you can see I have virtual machine contributor role in this particular list. So this is the one, and I'm going to select that and I'm going to click on next. When we do the role assignment, and if I click on the next, I have to select members to whom I want to associate this role. Now I'm going to click on next, and then in this member configuration, I'm going to select user, groups, service principal, and then I'm going to click on select member. Now there are chances that maybe I'm going to have this kind of a group with the name IT Help Desk. If it is available, I'm going to choose it. Otherwise, there are chances it is not there, then I have to create it actually. I'm just searching for IT Help Desk. You can see I got something which is created here, IT Help Desk, groups to manage help desk support, which is there. I'm just going to select this, and then I'm going to click on select. So we are just giving an assignment to that IT Help Desk kind of a group. And once we have this thing, we'll just click on review plus assign. So basically, we are assigning this role to this particular group, which is IT Help Desk, at this particular level, which is actually nothing but management group. Once we are done with this, review plus create, review plus assign, and then we are just going to move forward to the next one. You can see right now it's showing you that the IT Help Desk group has the virtual machine contributor role now once this process is successfully done. Also, please note there is a best practice which is mentioned here, that as a best practice, always assign roles to groups, not to individuals. So we have assigned this thing to groups. This is going to reduce our administration efforts, which is perfect. Role assignment is actually done. Let's move to task number 3, which is creating custom role-based access control role. So we have used built-in role. Now it's the time we have to create a custom role configurations with that. For that, I am going to continue working with my management group only, and I'll go back to my identity access management. So basically this is my access control IAM, which is here. And then inside this only, I'm going to click on add custom role. This is my configuration option, which I'm going to choose. In the add custom role, we are going to create a custom role with this name, which is custom support request with that number. And in the description, I'm just going to say this is a custom contributor role for support request. Now remember, when you are going to create a custom role, they are giving you 3 options here. You can clone an existing role, you can start from scratch, or you can start from the JSON template. In our case, we are going to select clone from the existing role, and then we can modify whichever things we want. So I'm going to clone from the existing role, and then I'm going to choose that the role which I'm choosing right now is going to be contributor. So it's going to create a copy of contributor role, and then I can modify things, modify permissions and other configurations with that. So I'm choosing contributor role, and then we'll click on next. In the next, I'm going to have all the permissions which are available in this. I can either add more permissions or I can exclude certain permissions from this one. In my case, I'm going to select exclude permissions. And then let's say we are going to search for a permission for support. So I'm going to search for .support. It's going to show me Microsoft.support. I'm selecting that, and that is one action which I actually want to exclude in this. Now in this case, you can see right now we have this Microsoft support, and in that we have other registered support resource provider, which is actually there, and then we can select and we can click on add. So this is something which is one specific permission which we have excluded inside that. Once it is done, we'll click on next to the assignable scopes, which is assignable right now to management groups. I do not want to change anything into this, so I'm going to find JSON is going to show me the full JSON template associated with this. I'm okay with this also. I'll click on next and create. This is going to create my custom role. You can see it's showing me you have successfully created a custom role with this particular name, but it may take few minutes to display this on your role everywhere. So make sure that you just wait for some time if it is not immediately visible. You can see in my case, in my role, if I just search for the name like custom or something like that, I should get one role which is there, but if it is not visible immediately, you just have to wait for some time. You can see I'm searching for this. My role name is actually custom support, something like that, but I do not have, oh, I have that. Custom support request is something which is available here, and you can see this is a custom role which is actually created here, and that's something which is visible. With this, I think we are done with task number 3 also. So we have created one custom role. Now it's the time to focus on some kind of an activity logs associated with this. So we will just going to focus on task number 4, monitor role assignment with the activity log. In this case, we will go to our same management group which is available here. We'll click on activity logs, and this is actually going to show you all the activity logs associated with this management group. You can see there are certain things which we have done which is showing you succeeded here. You can also filter this thing based on which activity and which kind of operations you're doing with that. So you can see right now we have event severity, we have time span, we also have some other filter configurations which we can do inside this. So maybe I just want to check event severity, in which I'm saying that I want to see only those things which are errors or warnings or critical kind of information. If I do that thing, then this information will not be visible because I do not have any errors or warning as of now. Obviously, you can add more and more filters associated with this. So I can add filter, I can choose different kind of configuration, like I want to see only those operations which are actually associated with a specific kind of a task. So let's say I want to focus on the operations which are focusing on let's say create role assignment kind of a thing, and then when I do this thing, it's going to show me only those operations which I've done for the role assignment. This kind of filterization is going to help you to dig deep into the activity logs, and that is how it is going to be useful. Now obviously it's taking time right now, and yeah, after this, now this is visible. It's showing me that whatever role assignment which I've done is something which is available here. We are good with this, and I think that's it. This is the end of this particular lab. The last step they are showing me is I can just clean up my resources by executing this PowerShell command in my Azure Cloud Shell. I will do it, but for you, that's it for this particular lab. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next lab of this particular module, which is 2B.